Cocoa powder is used to make chocolate cakes, cookies, brownies, other bakes and a lot of other desserts. In this video, the types of cocoa powder, what is available to us here in India, and a few more tidbits. Broadly speaking, cocoa powder can either be natural or Dutch processed. Cocoa powder is made from cocoa beans by roasting them, grinding them to a paste, and some more further processing. Sometimes the beans are treated with a mild alkali to neutralize their acidity, and the cocoa powder made from such beans is called as Dutch processed cocoa. Natural cocoa powder has this kind of a color, whereas Dutch processed cocoa is slightly reddish brown in color. And Dutch processed cocoa makes your cakes and desserts look extra dark and gorgeous. The flavor of Dutch processed cocoa is more mellow and it is more soluble. I haven't used Dutch processed cocoa yet. I hope to use it sometime. And then there is also black cocoa, which is super dark Dutch processed cocoa powder. We commonly find natural cocoa powder here in India, and the common brands available to us are Hershey's, Cadbury's, Nilgiris, Molde and a few other brands. I like using Nilgiris and sometimes Cadbury's. You can experiment and find out what you like best. Do absolutely try out these premium brands if you have easy access to them. Also check this Dutch processed cocoa available on Amazon.in. I plan to order some soon. Cocoa powder is normally unsweetened and it's not the same as drinking chocolate, so you can't use drinking chocolate in place of cocoa powder. You can't always use natural cocoa and Dutch processed cocoa interchangeably in recipes because this depends on the recipe ingredients. You can dig deeper and get into the chemistry part for a better understanding, but let's not get into that boring part now. So play safe, use the kind of cocoa specified in the recipe. When a particular kind of cocoa is not specified in the recipe, I've always used natural cocoa because that's the only thing available to us and it has always worked for me. In chocolate sauces, puddings and the kind, you can use either kind safely. Always sift cocoa powder if you're going to be measuring the cocoa powder because it's really fine and it tends to get lumpy really soon. In most recipes, the cocoa powder is sifted with the other dry ingredients, making the cocoa disperse better in the batter. And sometimes it is mixed in hot water to intensify the flavor. It's always best to weigh cocoa powder for baking. We can't directly substitute cocoa in recipes which call for chocolate. Rose Berenbaum has a formula for this in the Cake Bible. You could try that down the line. Store cocoa powder airtight in a cool and dry place, but not in the refrigerator. It is supposed to store well for more than a year, but I always prefer to buy small packs. So that was a tiny bit about cocoa. Let us try a few recipes that use cocoa as the main ingredient. Please subscribe, please stay tuned.